Okay, hi, we're back. We're going to try some exercises that have to do with introductory structures. Okay, so take a look at your handout. We're going to skip the first two for just a moment, come back to them. All right, look at number 3. After researching the issue, the committee settled the dispute before the media even noticed. So let's analyze that group of words, find the clauses. All right, so I'm looking for subjects and predicates. So I see committee settled as a subject and a predicate, right? The media noticed is a subject and a predicate. We're going to look at all the other nouns and pronouns to see if there are any more subjects and predicates. So an issue is a noun, but it's not a subject. There's no verb that goes with it in the sentence. The issue what? No. And dispute is a noun, but it's not a subject. It's not doing anything in the sentence. Okay? We also have this verb over here, researching. We want to check that out. Is there a verb? Is there something researching? No, there's no noun that goes with that verb. It's not a subject. So we see we have two subjects and predicates. We have two subjects and predicates. Committee settled and issue noted. The media noticed, right? So what are those clauses that those subjects and predicates are in? Committee settled is part of the committee settled the dispute. The committee settled the dispute. That's the group of words that goes with that subject and predicate. That's a main clause, right? Because it can be a sentence all by itself. Before the media even noticed. That's a group of words with a subject and predicate, but it's not a complete sentence, is it? Before the media even noticed what? So here we have, in our sentence, we have a main clause and a subordinate clause. But what's this in front? Right? In front of that, we have a group of words that doesn't have a subject and a predicate. So it's not a clause. It's just a group of words, just a phrase. After researching the issue. After researching the issue. So it's introductory. It comes at the beginning of the sentence. It's setting us up for what happens in the rest of the sentence. After researching the issue, here's what happened. So it's an introductory something. Doesn't matter what it is, whether it's a clause or a phrase, it's introductory. So we want to put a comma after it. After researching the issue, comma, the committee settled the dispute before the media even noticed. Okay? All right. Let's skip down to number 5. Look at that. Let's analyze this group of words and see where the clauses are. Exhausted by the long campaign, the candidate took an extended vacation. Who or what is doing something? The candidate, right? What did the candidate do? She took. So there's a subject and a predicate that go together. Let's look for other subjects and predicates. I see vacation is a noun, but there's no verb that goes with it, so it's a noun, but it's not a subject. Campaign is a noun, but it's not doing anything, so it's a noun, but it's not a subject. We've got this verb here, exhausted, but it doesn't go with any noun in the sentence, so it's not a predicate. So we end up with one subject and predicate here. The candidate took. So we want to look at the group of words that goes with that subject and predicate. And that group of words is the candidate took an extended vacation. that's a main clause, right? It can be a sentence all by itself. So let's underline it to show that it's a main clause. The candidate took an extended vacation. And then we have this group of words in front of it. It's not another clause, right? It's just a group of words. It comes at the beginning. It's introductory. It sets us up for the rest of for the main clause, right? Exhausted by the long campaign, here's what happened. So because it's an introductory structure, in this case a phrase of some kind, we're going to put a comma after it. Exhausted by the long campaign, comma, the candidate took an extended vacation. All right? Okay, now you can try that with another few, but I also want to show you one that where the introductory structure is a subordinate clause. So if I say, look at number 1. Although the agency had studied this issue, well, let's not do that. Let's do number 2. If I were you, I would research the case thoroughly. Let's look for subjects and predicates. So I is a subject and were is a predicate. I is a subject and would research is a predicate. Look at the other nouns in the sentence. Case is a noun, but it's not doing anything, right? So we have 2 subjects and predicates. 1, 2. So we're going to have 2 clauses, right? The first clause, if I were you, that's the group of words that goes with that subject and predicate. Is that a complete sentence? If I were you, what? So it's not a complete sentence. So it's a subordinate clause. I'm going to put brackets around it. Then the next subject and predicate goes with, I would research the case thoroughly. I would research the case thoroughly. That can be a sentence all by itself, right? So it's a main clause. So we have, if I were you, is a subordinate clause. I would research the case thoroughly. Well, the subordinate clause comes at the beginning. It comes before the main clause. It's introductory. If I were you, here's what I would do. So because it comes first, because it's introductory, we're going to put a comma after it. If I were you, comma, I would research the case thoroughly. Okay? All right, so there are other ones you can try. You can take a look. There's also some things on the back to pay attention to, okay, about introductory prepositional phrases and about where we do not put commas, so pay attention to those. But that's it for today. Okay, thanks.